Hola chicos, soy la profesora Lorraine. Bienvenidos a la Escuelita de Español. ¿Cómo están hoy? How are you doing today? Espero que genial. Today I want to talk to you about demonstrative adjectives. Of course, in Spanish. Don't let the big words scare you. It's a super simple lesson. So let's get started. So first, we're going to look at what are demonstrative adjectives in Spanish. Demonstrative adjectives are adjectives used to indicate how near or how far a thing is. Spanish demonstrative adjectives are the Spanish equivalent to the words like this, that, these, and those. Of course, the main difference between Spanish demonstrative adjectives and the English ones is the way you need to match the gender with masculine and feminine nouns in Spanish. While in English, we distinguish between two distances, this, these for short distance, and that and those for long distance, in Spanish, there are three distances. Of course there are, right? In Spanish, it's always the long way. So we have an example here, and we have 3 dogs. So the boy that is standing, if he says, este perro, he is referring to this dog. Este is used for short distance. Este perro. Now we have a second dog. Ese perro. Ese perro means that dog. Now in Spanish, ese is used for near. Not very close, but near. And finally, you have aquel. Aquel perro. Now, aquel also means that dog. But in Spanish, we use aquel to refer to things that are far away. Again, in Spanish, we use aquel to refer to things that are far away. Aquel perro. So now you know, este is for very close, ese is for near, and aquel is for far. Now these examples were just singular examples for the masculine form. And you know in Spanish, we always have masculine, feminine, singular, and plural words. You also have the option of using the neutral gender when you don't need to identify gender for a number of reasons that I will explain in more detail as we go on. For now, here is a list of Spanish demonstrative adjectives. For the singular form this, we use este or esta. Remember, este is for masculine singular and esta is for feminine singular. Este or esta is used when referring to things very close to you, which means this. And that in Spanish is ese or esa. Again, we have masculine, ese, feminine, esa. Both mean that. Now let's look at the plural forms. The plural for este, which means this, is estos. Estos is plural and it's used when referring to masculine things. Estas is the plural of esta. Estas is used when referring to feminine nouns. Both estos and estas means these. Now we'll take a look at those. The masculine plural for those is esos. Esos. And the feminine plural, esas. Esas. Again, for this, you have este, esta. For that, you have ese and esa. For these, you have estos or estas. And for those, you have esos or esas. Now, remember, previously, I told you that in Spanish, there are 3 distances. We will now look at the third distance, which is aquel, which means far away. When we use aquel or aquella, we are referring to that is far away. Aquel is for singular masculine things and aquella is for singular feminine things. Remember, aquel and aquella is for things, for nouns that are far away. And the plural is aquellos and aquellas, which means those. Aquellos and aquellas means those. Remember, you use it when they're far away. Let's focus on how to use each of them. Imagine that you're having a conversation with someone. Then, if you think about the position of objects around the two of you, then the choice would be este, which means this, for objects that is close to you. Ese, which means that, for objects that are close to the other person. And aquel, which also means that, but we use it when referring to objects that are far away from both of you. For example, if you are in a Spanish market and you are talking to a person selling fruit and vegetables at their stall, then you could refer to estas manzanas. Estas manzanas, these apples. It means that the apples are close to you. So if they're close to you, you could say estas manzanas, these apples. If the apples are close to the seller, then you say esas manzanas. Esas manzanas. Now let's say the apples are far away from both of you. Then you say aquellas manzanas. Aquellas manzanas. Now, remember those neutral gender options that I mentioned earlier? Here they are. So to say this, that, or that is very far away, in the singular form, you could say esto for this, eso for that, and aquello for that is far away. And the plural form, estos for these, esos for those, and aquellos for those that are far away. Remember, these are gender neutral. So let me explain how to use these. So we have these two words. We have pelota, which we consider as feminine, and we have perro, which we consider as masculine. Now, since we're dealing with gender neutral, we simply could say esto. Esto. Let me show you how. Let's ask the question, ¿qué es? ¿Qué es? What is this? Or what is it? Now, we could simply say, esto es una pelota. Esto es una pelota, which means this is a ball. And for the dog, which is a masculine word in Spanish, we simply could say, esto es un perro. Esto es un perro. This is a dog. So as you could see, we use esto when referring to pelota, which is a feminine noun, and we also used esto when referring to perro, which is a masculine noun. Esto es una pelota. Esto es un perro. Now, if it's near, and I say, ¿qué es? What is that? Eso es una pelota. Eso es una pelota. Or, eso es un perro. Eso es un perro. In other words, that is a ball and that is a dog. Again, neutral gender. And the final example for the singular form is aquello, which we use to represent things that are very far away. Aquello. So the question again, I'm asking, ¿qué es? What is that? Remember, it's far away. ¿Qué es? Aquello es una pelota. Aquello es una pelota. Or, aquello es un perro. Aquello es un perro. So again, I am saying that is a ball and that is a dog. So as you could see, we use esto, eso, and aquello with a female singular word or a feminine singular word. And we use esto, eso, and aquello with a singular masculine noun. And we could do this because these are gender neutral. For the plural forms, to say these, we say estos, estos. So I'm asking, what are these? ¿Qué son? Estos son unas pelotas. Remember when it's singular form, we say una pelota, but because it's plural, the article una becomes unas, and the noun pelota becomes pelotas. So, estos son unas pelotas. And when referring to the dogs, the same thing applies. If it's un, the article changes, unos, and the noun from perro becomes perros. So it's unos perros. Estos son unos perros. So that's the answer to the question, ¿qué son? What are they? Or what are these? Estos son unas pelotas and estos son unos perros. Let's say it's near or they are near. ¿Qué son? Esos, those, esos son unas pelotas. Or esos, those, esos son unos perros. And lastly, we have aquellos, which is the plural for things that are far away. We use aquellos. Aquellos son unas pelotas. Aquellos son unos perros. So again, you could see that when referring to plural feminine words or masculine plural words, we use estos, esos, and aquellos, because these words are gender neutral. To finish off this lesson, let's do a quick recap of the demonstrative adjectives that we've looked at today. So remember, in English, this could mean este if it's one male, esta if it's one female, or use esto for neutral. These, estos for male, estas for female, or the neutral word estos. That, you use ese for male singular, esa for female singular, and eso for neutral. Those, esos if it's masculine plural, esas is feminine plural, and esos if it's neutral. Now, when referring to things that are far away, we use aquel for singular masculine and aquella for singular feminine. You could also use aquello if you don't want to mention the gender. And to say those that are far away, we say aquellos for masculine plural and aquellas for feminine plural. Again, the neutral form would be aquellos. Excellent work. Muy buen trabajo. I want to wrap up by inviting you to continue watching La Escuelita de Español through the Guyana Learning Channel. Soy la profesora Lorraine. Hasta luego.